So today's project in the RealTown was to build a highway bypassing the city center, and some uh, future to be rural areas with farms. I want to place some farms here, some houses, like some villages. So essentially, I didn't want all the traffic to go here through this interchange, because the way how this interchange is created, is constructed, it was a little bit constrained with the space, and it's not going to be very the throughput of this interchange will not be very great. Also, you may see I wanted to put another junction here, and probably we're gonna get to the other side from here. So I don't want to multiply sources of traffic unnecessarily. I don't want those trucks to be using this interchange just to get out of the city, and where they are coming from, they are all, heading towards the industrial area, which is situated here. So my idea was that I'd create a bypass highway, not a very big one, but it's more important. Um, the amount of lanes is not as critical unless you have some forks. The amount of lanes is not that critical for the throughput, as if it's going smooth, it's great most of the time. It's good enough most of the time. So you want a smooth flow in the first place. And so here I created this trumpet interchange. It was a little bit of a hassle because the game, City Skylines 1, uh, it's a little bit difficult to make those off lanes and those joining lanes to the highway, especially when you are having, like if you want it to look realistically, and if you are having like two lanes highway um, in one piece, right? Because then if you want to have three lanes, you need to build like essentially two roads, um, each one way, three lanes. So I had this asset. It was like Chinese or Hong Kong road. Um, I had this asset from the workshop, so I used it to increase the amount of lanes, um, essentially on both sides, and the marginal lane would be the joining, the one for joining or for splitting. The problem becomes a little bit more complicated when you want to go from three lanes to two lanes just on one side, and so it's becoming asymmetrical, right? So of course you need mods for that. Like you can essentially exclude one lane from being used. You need mods for that, like it's a setup, something like this. So here textures are not perfectly matching, unfortunately. Nevertheless, I mean, I'm pretty satisfied as for what this game is providing, what this game is allowing. I'm fairly satisfied with this solution. There's probably not necessary for them to have those fixed paths for changing lanes, but that's not a big deal. They're gonna handle it. Um, this is also this is also useful, this approach, when you are having um, trucks and all the cars using just one lane on your three lanes highway, right? That's another problem we've been seeing in City Skylines 1. So essentially, you can ban trucks from using the most left lane. So you just get, the cars there, and trucks are using the middle lane or the right lane, whatever you set for them. I mean, this is like a not very sound solution, but it's solving the problem essentially, where you have clogs because everybody is using just one lane, which is a nonsense. But here for this solution, I just switch off one lane kind of like that. So uh, essentially, it works. Um, what doesn't work here is because this 3-lane road, like the game doesn't necessarily recognize it as a highway. So what those trucks are doing here, they are not continuing. They are seeing it as a junction, not continuing. Sometimes they stop to let the car through the junction, right? Like let the car before them to leave the junction before they enter. So this is like something you need in cities, not to get junctions blocked. But here on the highway where everybody is having a dedicated lane, we can allow the through traffic to just continue without stopping, without leaving junction empty at the in the middle if they cannot continue, right? So essentially, I'm hoping now. So I went through this very nice forest, moved the trees like a natural file, and we are having this road ready now. Time to cut the ribbon. Time for politicians to just come and make the ceremony, uh, celebration of opening the new road, and we're gonna see if it's working or not. What I want here as well is that oh, I have moved it. Uh, I want them somehow to go from highway driving mode and highway speeds to more city to more to speeds more regular for the city, but not instantly from 90 to 40. I want them like 70 to, let's say, 50 kilometers per hour. So it's like, oh, you even have miles here for the reference. I think you can set what should be like miles or kilometers in this mod. Um, so yeah, essentially, and 2 lanes, of course, to distribute the traffic. The entry to this small highway is very normal, very regular, very simple. I don't have traffic here. You may see that um, entry to this highway is from the other side, not which is not really used by trucks so far. I hope they're gonna start using it now, so I'm not again um, overlapping some different routes of traffic with this entry to the highway, entrance to the highway. Maybe in the future, because I want to grow this industrial area. I'm having nice spot here. Probably I'm having some demand for industries, so I'm gonna probably grow this segment. The traffic may become higher here in the future, so I could always expand this to a 2-lane each direction, right? And I can rebuild that junction. It's essentially, it doesn't make sense to build the stuff that's an overkill from the very beginning. We're gonna evolve the infrastructure as the city gonna keep growing. So yeah, this is essentially what what was the idea. I'm gonna probably connect also some rural areas here, those farming and farming villages, uh, because again, this junction gonna be this interchange gonna be servicing the town, the city, most likely, and the traffic that would go underneath, uh, which is already probably going to be high. And as we know, in this game, farming sector, like farming areas, are also creating quite a significant traffic. So I don't necessarily want to have it all around here. Already you can see this small bypass road, right? It's like a normal road, but as well here gonna be probably more homes added. So it's gonna be a little bit of a challenge to balance the traffic, right? Like everybody knows this problem when playing City Skylines enough, that you keep adding buildings, keep adding roads and infrastructures, and then you start finding yourself in a situation when certain points like the weakest links, of course, in your road infrastructure, in your infrastructure in general, start clogging, and those areas that you populated become unusable. So, but anyways, this is something for the next, for further, development. We're gonna see. Probably, I'm gonna also rebuild that trash area, recycling and landfill area, because we have it already 55% full, so we need some different solution for trash at some point. But yeah, so that's on the industrial side of the town. I'm having quite many ideas about how to develop it further, like plenty of parcels here to be populated, um, with some nice settlements, some nice residential areas that would, essentially provide workforce for the industrial area. And yeah, so that's it for now. Gonna see how our town gonna grow.